Hello, everyone. It's October 20th, 2022, and this is the Backdrop Weekly Developer Meeting. We get together every week to talk about priorities and things that are happening in the Backdrop community. My name is Nate Lampton, calling from Oakland, California. I'm Quick Sketch on the internet and a core committer for the Backdrop project. I'm joined here by 5 others, and we'll go around and do a little bit of introduction for each person. We'll start with Robert, and then we'll go to Jen.
I'm Robert Lang, bug folder on the internet, coming to you from Altadena, California.
Thanks, Robert. Jen, and then Joseph.
Jen Lampton, joining from Oakland, California.
Joseph and Justin.
Hi, I'm Joseph. I'm a developer from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Thanks, Joseph. Justin, and then Luke.
Yeah, Justin Christopherson in Denver, Colorado.
Thanks, Justin. And Luke.
I'm Luke McCormick, a project manager from San Ramon, California.
All right, thanks, folks. That's the roundup of our attendees for today. Agenda-wise, before we go into agenda, some announcements. Actually, I want to say one announcement that's super important, and that is Backdrop Live starts tomorrow. Backdrop Live is our 3 times a year currently online conference. It's a loose discussion-based format, but you can learn more about it at events.backdropcms.org. It's a free event, and what the time it starts depends on where you are in the world, but it'll be starting in 16 hours. So I think, is that right? That doesn't seem quite right. It's because starting soon. It's 20. Yeah, I think that actually might be right. Well, anyway, it's coming up soon. Check out events.backdropcms.org for more information there. Jen, do you want to do the contrib updates? There's a whole bunch happening this week.
Yeah, there's so much exciting stuff going on in contrib. So in the last week, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 new modules come out.
Wow.
I'm most excited about Shopify, which I don't know anything about other than it sounds like it's going to be really useful for everyone. There's also a bunch of other e-commerce modules, including UberCart Files User Merge, UberCart Orders User Merge, and UberCart Product. There's a version of Context, or wait, is it UberCart Product Context?
Yeah, UberCart Product Context is the name.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on line break in the wrong place there. Image crop, which allows you to have a cropped version of your image and that's then used for image styles. Custom meta, which I think it allows you to define a custom meta tag for your site. So any random publisher gives you something to add, you can just drop it in. Web form share, which I think allows you to embed web forms on other sites and platforms. I don't remember. Memcache, which Nate might share something about later, as well as views random seed. So a whole bunch of activity in the last week, which is really exciting.
Great. Yeah, I think some of those might have just been new releases, because I think like Memcache we announced last week, but that's fine. It's still lots of activity.
Yeah, it went from the 13th forward, but it could have been like before the meeting. It came out last week, so sorry for.
No problem. Well, great. Yeah, all kinds of great things. Okay, let's see. So discussion topics for today are a little bit light. We usually maintain, you can go to the forum.backdropcms.org and under the events section, there's a forum post for every weekly meeting. And we usually prioritize discussing items that are brought up in the forum that way. But we don't have any topics for today. Before the meeting, Joseph mentioned that he'd like to talk a little bit about the linting and PHP-CS tooling that we have on GitHub. There's 2 issues related to that, and I haven't looked at it this week, but Joseph, do you want to give us a status update and what you see happening there?
Sure. So the first one, the PHP stand tool, I took a look at Indigo's pull request and it looks good, but I think we need to generate new. It has a way of generating files to ignore lists so that you can like start from like, okay, we know some stuff is already has problems, but then we can just check against new things coming in. So I think those need to be updated because code has changed since you made that pull request. And
Yeah,
then
when a pull request is made, doesn't it only checks the files that are modified, isn't that right? Like it won't tell you, hey, you got to fix this completely random file and fail the workflow because you modified one other file. Like if you update the README, it's not going to complain about stuff in the module, is it?
I believe PHP Stan checks everything.
Mhm.
It's PHP-CS that does that, and that's why PHP Stan has that tool that generate ignore lists.
Mm.
So yeah,
Yeah, I think one of them, PHP Stan, that one is like for major problems, like you have a syntax error or something like that, isn't
and
it?
it'll also checks your doc blocks as well. So
Okay.
if you have a doc block and you specify that a parameter is an integer, and then it finds somewhere in the code base where there's a like specifically passing a string in, then it'll say, hey, you have a type hinting violation here.
I see. Okay. So there's a number of things that sound like we might need to. That is the idea that we follow up then and like start
Yeah.
going through and fixing them. Yeah, that sounds like a
Yeah.
good plan.
So we'd start with the ignore list, which would include everything currently in core, and then as we went through things, we would remove them.
Yeah, good. Yeah, regarding existing pull requests, if they were passing previously and they start failing, like if the person comes back and makes a push to it, that's fine as long as it's related to the changes that they're making, right? Like I don't
Right.
think we want to suddenly make people have to include all kinds of unrelated changes just to get PHP CS going. So I think, yeah, as long as we can get to that point, that's fine. If the current pull requests start failing, because they should be failing if there's syntax or code style issues. So yeah, I mean, normally a core committer would come in, or any reviewer would come in and say this syntax is incorrect and stuff like that. So yeah. Okay, that's great. What do you think our next step is there then, Joseph?
I think just updating the
That list?
PHP Stan ignore list, and then I think that's it. Indigozilla did include a file that needs to be removed before it's merged into core.
Right. That was like a testing file to show what happens when it's wrong, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it added some things that were wrong on purpose so that errors would show up.
Okay, great. Yeah, let's see. Do we really not have any other topics now that we're in the moment? No? Well, the thing that I see happening in the near future, we were talking about this before the recording, and is that we haven't really done roadmap planning for 124. In fact, our 124 milestone is largely empty. I think there's, the group functionality, field group functionality is in there, but let me check real quick. The milestone also has, let's see, some views. This is, I have to take a look at this one. Views handler for accessing info column in the system table. This must have something to do with listing modules using views. Configuring the database log message length, and then invalidating search index improvements. Alt and field titles for the image file type. That's an interesting one. Okay, so I actually do have a couple of items here that are in the 124 milestone. Yeah, normally our starting point for features, or what we encourage people to look at, is the active feature requests and the most popular ones that have been requested. That's up at the forum.backdropcms.org/feature requests. And you can see, or click the survey link in the navigation. And there's sorted by number of votes that people have put out there, kind of the most popular requests for new functionality. Some of them get stuck in quagmires, honestly, but a lot of them aren't stuck in quagmires. They're just complex or difficult, or it's funny because there's just like interest community wide, but not like personally. So yeah, anyway, that's a good place to start if you're looking for items for 124. I expect that we may discuss some more of that at Backdrop Live tomorrow. Let's see. That's it, I guess. I guess it might just be a short meeting today. I think a lot of us are preoccupied, with Backdrop Live starting tomorrow. There's a lot of preparation that's happening from the community members that are doing presentations, and yeah, there's still and we are also like coming off of Bad Camp and other events. I don't know. It's a busy time for me right now, and for others, I expect as well. Okay, well, maybe let's wrap it up then. Jen, do you have anything else you want to add?
No, I was just looking at some of the old feature request issues that are still at the top of the list.
Okay, yeah, I saw you're typing away.
Yeah,
Okay.
the icon font in Core 1 has gotten some comments I haven't seen yet, so I was reading up on that.
Okay, all right, well, let's wrap up for today. Thanks all for coming. Sorry it was so short, but thank you out there for anyone that watched us or joined us virtually. So, all right,
Right.
thanks everybody. See you next week or tomorrow.